Hello everyone, I'm once again back with another topic that is applied to each in array or items function, right? We'll understand how does it this works. Okay, so now coming to apply to each. So what is an apply to each? Apply to each is okay, is an activity or action which we use to process an array. Okay, and when do you use items function? So items function will usually come up when you're referencing something that is part of an apply to each loop. So this is very important. So many times we get confused why this items function is used, right? Or when do we use items function? So item functions is only used when you are using doing some for loop or going through a array, right? So you can use item function to reference field values of the current item. Okay, and you don't have to reference the item directly by name because that's in the loops context. So when you use apply to each, it will give you the result. Okay, that current item. Okay, there is another way of you get items from an array. Like so suppose you have a sample array like a b c d e, so you want to get the array value that is seen, so you can give like array, then square bracket, and then 0 1 2, that is 2 index, right? And so on, because the array index starts from 0. Then you have a one more sample array like this in this format, where it's like your name and the value format, like in JSON format, but it's inside an array. So you can use apply to each and then use item function. And if you want to get the value of this property, that is this key email, so you can use this approach. Okay, item and then that property name. Okay, so this is like a dictionary, but it is inside a array. So sometimes you will notice this kind of structure, but not always. Okay, so let's see some demo. So I have one flow which I have created. So let me just zoom it here. So this is a manual trigger. Okay, and for understanding purpose, I have created an array. So in this array has three items: item one, item two, item three. Okay, so how you create an array? So you can create items array using like this, or you can use initialize variable also. But I use compose option to create an array. Okay, so see, this is an square bracket, and then we have the items. Okay, now I want to read all these values one by one, so I will use an apply to each. Okay, so how do you get apply to each? You can just apply to each. Yeah, you have to select this one, apply to each in controls. Okay, so that's how you will get it. And then this is like a for loop, and then you want to get the value, right? So this is the items. Okay, function. So this is working on the apply to each value. So items of that. So once you run it, it will show these items one by one in the loop. Okay. So I have run it already. So if you see here, expand it. So this is my array. Yeah. So this is my array. Item one, item two, item three, and then I have it on the loop. So you can see here there are three items. So that's why there are uh, three index kind of thing, right? So it's one and one, two, three. So and then I want to see what value it has read. So as you can see in the first loop, it has given me item one, that is correct. Then in the second one, you have item two, and the third one, you have item three. Okay, so this is how you use items function. Okay, so I will show you once again items and then apply to it. So how you get it? So you have to go to the this function, and then where is it? Yeah, so under apply to each, you have to select this current item, so it will automatically give you this expression. Okay, now I have one more JSON. Okay, where it has some key value, but it has an array also. init. Okay, so this is the key, and inside this it has multiple values in an array. Okay, so there are two approaches how we can read it, extract the value from this kind of expression. Okay, so one is I can give through the index. Okay, I can just use index without parsation function using function. So see here I've given this expression outputs compose JSON 2. So what is the compose JSON 2? This is the compose JSON because this is holding my um, JSON, right? So how do you select that JSON? This is using this. So you can use dynamic content and then you select output, so it will give this expression. Now in that array you have the array name, the key name is cars, right? So you want to extract the suppose first index value. So this is 0, 1, 2. So here it is 1. So BMW is one index. So I have given here one index. Okay. So it should return me BMW. Okay. Now there is one more way. Okay, to get these values. Okay, using parse JSON. So I have just in the parse JSON I've given the content as compose of JSON 2. Okay, and then given the define the schema. So how do you generate the schema? You just paste that JSON over here, whatever was there in compose JSON 2, and then select OK. It will generate this. Okay. Now again the same thing apply to each, and then you get the current item using items function. Okay. So then it will return you the items in that uh, one by one. Okay. So uh, uh, now you have now you want to read the same thing, right? Cars, the array which is car and that first index. So see, this is the second approach. One approach I showed you like here directly using outputs and cars and then index. Here I'm using going via parse JSON. Okay, so parse JSON is working in this fashion. So here if you see here it is showing the expression as parse JSON uh, fashion, right? So you have the output of the parse JSON, and then I want to extract the first index. So I will give this kind of expression. So as we have seen two things, two way, right? So I'll just open a notepad and give side by side. So here, and then there is one more way I have used like this one. Yeah. Okay. So using both ways, you can extract the values. Okay. So I would prefer this kind of expression rather than going to parse JSON, because sometimes the JSON format changes and it may fail, right? You may not get the correct output, but you can use this format, but you both will give the same result. Okay, so one is a longer approach, so you have to parse add a parse JSON, okay, between that, and then you have to use this expression. But in my direct approach in this, I have just used outputs of JSON and then given the index, and it is given with the result. So now you will ask me how uh, I don't know the number of count of the values in that array, right? So how will I give the index? So that way you can use a again a loop, right? So that you can give pass the here instead of hard coding you can give a index I, okay, and then you loop over it, and once you find a null you will stop that loop, something like that. Okay, so this is the approach I wanted to show you. So this is very useful when parsing JSON. So given I've shown you multiple approaches how to read that value, right? So I will show you the result also. So use parse JSON, right? Then the value. Okay, so here 4. Okay, that was the first one. Then I will go next it is BMW. Okay, then I have the third value in that array, that is Fiat. So it has returned me all the three values. Okay, now the same thing, I want to extract the second index. So it has given me same thing, BMW, and see the same result you have got it and this expression also. Okay, so these two approaches. So this two approaches giving the same result. Okay, so it is up to you how do you use it, but I've shown you multiple ways how to use this expression, right? And I hope you found this useful. So thank you very much for listening, and do subscribe to my channel. Thank you once again. Bye bye.